All right, so I want to talk about a little bit about trigger stuff that I've seen on the range before. Totally common mistakes, totally easily fixable mistakes, no big deal. So what we're going to talk about is kind of a pseudo trigger freeze issue or something like that. What happens is that when someone presses the trigger and the gun cycles, they let the trigger forward just a small amount, they try and press the trigger again, and the gun doesn't go off. They're wondering if the gun malfunctions or what happens. What happens is that you have to recognize the trigger has to be let forward enough to reset. You might hear an audible click, you might feel even an audible click. It has to come all the way forward enough such that it can reset. There's a couple things you can do for that. Some people will come up and do what's called riding the reset, where they just kind of come forward enough and then come back on the wall immediately, just the smallest amount. That can help to kind of maintain the same trigger placement, but it's kind of a crutch for most people. So I wouldn't necessarily rely on that because it doesn't necessarily let you shoot as fast as you could. Because when you need to let the trigger fly forward and come back on it as soon as possible, you're going to get more speed out of that. So one thing I would recommend, and also to help prevent that kind of pseudo trigger freeze, when you go to press the trigger, press it fast. As long as you don't disturb the sights, then you're fine, and your shot went where it was supposed to go. Then come all the way forward. Then come back again. You can work on that with exercises called trigger control at speed, where you maybe just barely touch the trigger, and then you're going to work as soon as you have a cue that sets you to go, you're going to slam that trigger back and make sure it doesn't move the sights.